Okay, we are back. And I am freaking cold. When I tell you how cold it is, it's freaking cold. You know how you get so irritated because it be cold? That's how it is. So, let me take this off my ear so that I can hear. But I had to come back on here because I had a dream that I was in and out of. You know, because, you know, at night and throughout the day, I'm in prayer mode. Okay, I'm on my post and I'm praying heavenly. So, I finally had went into a deep sleep out of nowhere. You know, it was like a tunnel or something, and it took me into seeing the outside of a hospital, and I seen a sick elder, and she was asking me, if I knew how to get into the building or whatever. So I was like, I believe there is a red button, you know, on the outside of the hospital so that you can alarm them that you are outside or whatever. And she said, okay, thank you, right? And then I said, let me go in. I said, man, let me go into this hospital. And as I start going into the hospital, I start getting discernment. Like on the motives of the nurses and the doctors, you know, and the physicians and people behind the desk. And spirit, you know, that the Most High was using was let me know what their motives was. Like, oh, you know, they was talking about, oh, this patient, you know, they got this type of genetics, you know, and this type of heart, and just really jotting down on who this individual is. And I was thinking in my head, what does that matter? If that person need attention, or if that person need this, or that person need that, why are you speaking to them as what type of genetics they have, or what type of DNA or something like that they have? You know, it was weird to me, you know. And basically Spirit was like, pay attention to that. I was like, okay. So I'm just strolling. So I'm not really creeped out because it feels so real. So as I'm going around this hospital, I start running into people. And every person that I talked to and I ran into, the Spirit was like, check up on that person, right? So every person that came up to me, you know, was a patient that these doctors and these nurses were following up on. I'm talking about deeply on who they is and what they have, you know. And I felt like that was just totally weird. So I'm like trying to figure out, you know, in a dream, what does that matter? Like, okay, what does it matter of who they is and what they have? But there was this list, you know, behind the desk. It was a list of, you know, patients that they come in and they test what type of genetics, you know, they're under, what type of DNA they're under, and what do they have that is not like others, so to speak. And then I literally vanished. It was like my alarm had woke me up, and it was time for me to get up. Okay, it was very quick. You know, it's kind of disturbing to me right now because I had to literally put those pieces together because it was so quick, and it was just like, didn't make sense. But then as I'm looking back at in today's world, they are paying attention to certain people, you know, in the hospitals. Like the hospitals now is not like a safe haven for people. Like certain folks say, I know the collective, we don't run to the hospitals. Like we do everything that we could do as far as our healing. For us healing, you know, if we go, if it's emergency, and it got to be a life and death situation. But as far as anything else, we have the gift of healing ourselves. And I was trying to figure out why did the Most High give us this gift of healing? Because I'm telling you guys, I had slammed my 4 fingers, this one right here, 1, 2, 3, the 3 fingers. Okay, I slammed it in this door right here, and I slammed it hard. And I could feel like something crushed. 5 seconds later, it healed. I'm telling you, with the time, I knew I couldn't go like this because I slammed it so hard in the door, you know. And like not even an hour later, literally like 20 minutes, no, not even 20 minutes, like 5 minutes later, it healed. It healed. So when I tell you guys that we have a healing, like the Most High blessed us with this healing gift, is because of this reason. The reason that I was stating, when I went into a dream state and I went and I explored the hospitals, and they're they're paying attention to specific people. I'm talking about people that the Most High had made differently, like one of us. They really are paying attention to us and seeing, really trying to make you, if you guys don't pay attention, they really are trying to do things to get you to go to the hospital, for one. And it's not working because we have that healing gift. Especially if you know how to use it. You know what I'm saying? Like, have you know how to transmute, the negative diseases or illnesses or any sort of thing like that? You know how to transmute that? This is what we do. This is what we do on a daily. And they trying to figure out, it didn't affect, this person ain't sick, this person ain't, got, muscle this or some type of something that they know they cause. And they watch you and they stalk you to see if it manifests, if it came to fruition. But once again, the Most High had upped our healing gifts because he knows that their end game is try to get us in a hospital and then, try to trap us in them back rooms. Because when I was walking around, I seen rooms that didn't look like it was supposed to be there. I'm talking about, it was just like, what is this? And it was blocked off. But I understand, because the Spirit gave me intuition and discernment to detect that these are the rooms that they're operating these divine beings in, trying to steal things that they're of, and trying to probably give it to other people or try to sell it on a black market or something. It's a real thing. They've been doing this for years. Look, they tell you in movies, like in Get Out. They told us in Get Out where that scene where they had one of that guy, and he was a basketball player, and there was an older guy, and he was telling the other guy that I'll pay for this, I'll pay for that, I want this, I want that, according to that basketball player. And it was really weird. But then if you really look at these organizations, these hidden organizations that they got going on in the earth, it's not too far-fetched. Especially that dream that I had. They really are trying to get us in these. They're trying to get us sick. They're trying to get us hell-bound from some type of way of a disease or a sickness. They're trying to get us in these hospitals and try to operate on us by first giving us these anesthesias and knocking you out, and then literally taking from you. It's complications. And then they finalize you as being deceased. And making up something on paper as if you passed away when it was really not that even serious of whatever you came in there for, but all of a sudden you deceased. This what was going on in that dream. It was fast. It was a fast dream, and I had to put the pieces together because it was so far-fetched. But it all makes sense. Of this warning is, you need to start, you divine ones, you guys have a strong healing gift, and you guys need to start using that gift to heal yourself. Don't go running in and out of the hospitals, because understand it's a business, and certain folks need what you have out here. If you don't know what you have, pray about it and ask the Most High to maneuver your gifts so that it can be shown to you. But you're being sought after of what you and what your body can do that other people's bodies can't do. Okay, and it will get you to understand that this stuff does go down. The way your body was made and the way things is going about according to you, other people won't. Let's just say that. Other people won't. And they know that, witchcraft and, voodoo, that's not working. They've been trying to swap with you, and it's not working. Because it's void. Because of the protection that you have. Now they're trying to get you into a place where, you have to go to the hospital. And you never need the hospital, because your body is a hospital. I'm telling you, I say it again. I smashed my 3 fingers Wednesday. It was Wednesday. I smashed my 3 fingers Wednesday. Cracked it like wham in the door. 5 seconds later, it healed. Okay, I cannot explain to you guys how our body is made. It shocked me. I sat there for like 15 minutes and looked and was like, what the freak? Normally you will have like your hand will be getting like big. It start like getting black or whatever. Like your nails start getting black because it's like the blood flow stop, flowing through your hand because of it's shocked of how it's slammed. All types of effects will happen to your hand. You guys know when you shut your hand in the door what the effects is. And literally it healed in like 5 minutes. I kid you not. I told like 15 people. I was so shocked that I told 15 people, my testimony on that. So I could just imagine when, illness is or, some type of like sickness or something like that trying to creep in. I can just imagine what my body does. It just literally, it fights it off. Like even if they too big on trying to poison you, you know what I'm saying, putting stuff in your food and put stuff in your drinks, the Most High will even let you know what they were trying to do, even though there's judgment for them. Don't worry about revenge, okay? The vengeance is the Lord. The Most High is already on their head. But I'm telling you, our body, we go right to the bathroom and we desolate. We get it out. We go use the bathroom and we get it out. Every last thing out of our body. So when the Most High say that he built you in a way of there's nothing that a man could do to destroy what he had created. Let's just say once again, the Most High's words does not come back void. Like, it's shocking that's why, they're always in shock with us. They always in some type of admiring, like they so amused about us because the things that how they created and how we created is two different things. That's why the Most High say, connect with your own kind, co-create with your own kind, be in equally yoke with your kind, because there's a lot of different kinds out here. Now you just gotta match and connect with your kind because you are different. You're made different. You're created different. We got to understand that. And we got to understand that we are the ones that are getting hunted for us being different. In many ways. We're not the same in every category of however you put it. We're not the same. And that's what we're hated for. Some of you guys just think that we're just hated because we follow Yah, we follow Christ. We follow the Most High. That's one of the marks. But the biggest mark is we're created different. The things that we have, a lot of people don't have. I'm talking about things you cannot buy. So they think that they could just buy. You can't buy these things. But that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to lender you in and try to create some type of illness on you or some type of sickness on you and then bring you to them hospitals and then put you on that anesthesia and then do some things, to you, and then you wake up, you ain't the same no more. You feel like something has been taken from you, or you feel like something has been happening to something in your insides that they ain't telling you. I remember there was one man, that was on this app I think it was on TikTok. He was talking about how he had went in because something was going on with his stomach, and he went in and they put him on anesthesia. They took him into surgery, and he found out that they took something from him, and they sewed something back up, and then when he used the bathroom, when he was using the bathroom, he was urine coming out of that area that they did surgery on him of. Okay, so what I'm telling you guys is what I'm telling you guys. It's something that a hidden agenda that they're trying to do with taking different things from the insides of you that they need for somebody else to survive. They are trying to take that very thing from you and they're trying to put that into somebody else for money. And they get the money because it's big money. People, this world is wicked, y'all. It's wicked. I can't say that the least. It's very wicked. It's just traumatizing of going into this rabbit hole and seeing, you know, behind the scenes of what these people do. And there is judgment for these people. Once we know what's going on, the Most High already took a charge of that thing, and He's making it right. But it just it's a lot that we have to know about this. You know, it tugs on us. You know, it work on our mental. You know, once we realize what has been taking place, and it's just like it's an eye opener in how we must move. Now on how we must move. We must move in our healing gift, because the insides of your body is a hospital. If you have not known by now. So those who got ear to hear, stay fearfully and stay wonderfully made.